Last week we learned about double number lines. Today we're going to actually practice making some double number lines. All right, our learning target matches though from last week. I can use a double number line diagram to find equivalent ratios. This weekend I made some green paint by using 5 cups of blue and 15 cups of yellow. This is a double number line, and I need to figure out what color paint goes on which line. To do that, I'm going to find a spot where I've got numbers that line up. So here's one. This says a ratio of 5 to 15. Then I'm going to go back into the sentence and find the number 5. It says 5 cups of blue. So this must be the blue side. And it says 15 cups of yellow. So down by the 15, I'm going to write yellow. Then I'm going to take these and I'm going to move them over into this box. This top line is the blue line. This bottom line is the yellow line, and I will move this so we can see it a bit better. Again, to find that it was 5, to find the blue was on the top, I found where the numbers vertically lined up, and then I went back into the sentence. Okay. Now that I know blue paint is on the top and yellow paint is on the bottom, the direction now says on the top line, what goes above each tick mark between the 0 and the 5. So I'm going to zoom in. And I have to find the numbers that go above each tick line. Right? So the very first thing I'm going to try, because it's the easiest number to count by, is 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome. I found that it was 1 just by trying. So it's a +1 pattern going across. +1, +1, +1, +1, +1, right? And I just tried 1 and it worked. Now that I know it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the blue paint, now every tick mark on the top line needs to have a matching line directly below it. So take a look at how I did that. It's straight down, straight down, straight down, straight down, because 5 has a 15 right below it. Every tick mark on top has to have a tick mark down below. So I've got 4 red tick marks. Now I'm going to try to figure out what goes on each red tick mark. So what happens if I just try 1 again? So I'm just going to write 1, 2, 3, 4. Would it make sense for 15 to be the next number? It doesn't, right? So I'm going to try another easy counting number like 2. 2, 4, 6, 8. Well, the number's bigger. Last time I had a 4 there, now it's an 8, right? So that didn't work. I could count by 5s. I like counting by 5s. 5, 10, 15. Oh, I can't have a 15 there and a 15 there. I can keep on trying this over and over and over. Or I can say between the 0 and the 15, there's 1, 2, 3, oops, try again, 4, 5 parts. So notice I'm counting the line that goes across, not the red tick marks. There are 5 parts in between the 0 and the 15. And the whole distance here is worth 15. So this is like saying 15 split into 5. I know that there are 3 5s in 15. So this 3 is my counting number. 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 3 is 9, plus 3 is 12, plus 3 is 15. Right? So again, I had to look at the across lines. You are not counting the up and down tick marks. All right, now we're counting by 3s. We got all the way there. Okay. If I wanted to know how much yellow paint should be used for 1 cup of blue paint, now I'm going to look on the top and find 1 cup of blue paint, and then I'm going to find its match down below. We would need 3 cups of yellow. All right. How much yellow paint should be used for 8 cups of blue? So this time I want 8 cups of blue. And you might notice immediately that we have a problem. The last number here is 5. Okay, so that means I need to fill in this next section. So you might remember at the very beginning, we had 0 to 5. The distance between 0 to 5 is 5. I'm going to just move that big bracket over because the distance between 5 and 10 is also 5. So I'm going to split this into 5. Now here's the most common mistake I see kids make. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 red tick marks. But here's the problem with doing that. That would say 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do you see how the 10 repeats? So when we're talking about 5, this number up here on the very top, it's not the red tick marks. It's the number of splits in this black line from here to here. So to split it into 5 parts, I need 4 tick marks. I'm going to do the best I can. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fairly good. Now if I write in the numbers 6, 7, 8, 9, now it works. All right, so I have to keep, let's see. I have my 8 cups of blue. I'm going to highlight that. Maybe I'll circle it in pink. There's my 8 cups of blue, but to get the answer, I have to have the tick marks on the bottom as well. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball, go right down, 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 down. So these should match pretty well. Down, down, pretty close. Okay, so I can guess again at the bottom number, or remember how we were counting by 3? Going across, plus 3, plus 3, plus 3. I'm going to keep counting by 3. I'm going to just keep on going. 15 plus 3 is 18. Plus 3 is 21. Plus 3 is 24. Plus 3 is 27. And if I add 3 more, I get to 30. Now I can answer this question. How much yellow paint should be used for 8 cups of blue? Okay, so let's see. Unfortunately, I already used that color. Here we go. There's my 8 cups of blue. Maybe get rid of this green. Oh, try one more time here. There's my 8. Right. So my 8 cups of blue matches with 24 red. So how much red do I need? How much yellow paint? Sheesh. How much yellow paint do I need? I need 24. 24 cups. In the first example, we filled in a double number line that already had a tick mark on there for us. In this example, we're going to create a double number line from nothing. A recipe for art paste says to mix 8 cups of flour with 2 pints of water. The first thing we need to decide is what labels should be used for each number line. And it really doesn't matter which one, but to keep things straight, we really want to think about what got mentioned first. So the first thing that got mentioned was flour. So I'm going to write flour on top, and that was measured in cups. And then the second thing that got mentioned was in blue. That was the water, and that was measured in pints. Be careful on that word. It looks like pints, but it's pints. All right. Now that we know the flour and the water, now we need to think about the tick marks. The very first tick mark that comes on, I actually made myself a note there and totally skipped over it. It says, second, start making equally spaced tick marks. So do the best that you can to just mark them across to the best you can. It's really nice on an iPad. It's easy to make them and then move them around. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to paste and try and match them up down below the best that I can. All right, it says try to get a minimum of 10 Let's see how many I got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That should be plenty. All right, now that we have our tick marks, I want you to notice that the very first thing that goes on the line is 0 on the top and 0 on the bottom. Every double number line has to start with 0, always. The next set of lines, so I'm going to highlight vertical. You might notice there's an 8 and a 2. That came directly from our story, 8 cups of flour and 2 pints of water. Right? They have to be directly above and below each other. They're a vertical match. Okay, the best thing about putting this pair above and below each other is that these become the counting numbers as we work our way across. So up on top, you can see I'm skip counting by 8. 0 plus 8 is 8, plus 8 is 16, plus 8 is 24. I'm going to keep on going, and if you needed to, you could use a calculator to help you with this, but I'm pretty good at counting by 8s. So if I keep on counting by 8, 40, 48, 56, 64, 72, 80, 88, it gets a little trickier here, 96, and the last one that I have is 104. I could keep on going. That's what this arrow here at the end means. The pattern keeps on going, but I probably won't need the numbers beyond 104, right? You can use a calculator for this process if you want to. All right. So down on the bottom, I filled in those numbers too. Let's see how I skip counted across. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. This looks like I'm counting by 2s, and I am because that first number was 2. So as I go across, if I keep going plus 2, I get 4. Plus 2, 6. Plus 2, 8. Right? So we use that first number to help us. Okay. We are finished with our double number line. Now we can use this double number line to answer questions. The first one says, how much flour should be used with 10 pints of water? So the water's on the bottom. So I'm going to find the 10. There it is. I'm going to go straight up. 40. Wow, that is a lot. That is 40 cups of flour. Making lots of paste. All right. Same double number line, now a different question. How much water should be used with 24 cups of flour? All right, flour's on the top. So I'm going to look for the 24. Here it is. I'm going to work my way straight down. 6. It's not 6 cups. Be careful. Our label on the bottom is pints. So that's 6 pints of water. All right, here's our last question for today. A recipe for art paste says to mix 8 cups of flour with 2 pints of water. Same question. Now it says how much flour per pint of water. I want you to take a look at this word. It's changed, pint, versus how we see it here on our double number line. This one says pints. So notice this bottom one has an S. That means there are multiple pints. Here, it says per pint. That means every time I have 1 pint of water or I add 1 pint of water, how much more cup will I need? How much more cups of flour will I need? So per means for each. So if I read that one more time, it says how much flour for each 1 pint of water. So here's where it's a little tricky. I don't see 1 pint here. So I'm going to zoom in and think, where would the 1 go? And I think it's pretty clear here that it goes halfway in between the 0 and the 1. If I look up, I need the number that goes halfway between 0 and 8. That's 4. So if I wanted to find how much flour for 1 pint of water, that is sitting right here, and it looks like it's 4. 4 cups of flour for 1 pint of water. Write that in, and then we'll be done. Try again. 4 cups flour for 1 pint of water. All right, don't forget to head to Desmos.